Hey everybody, Boris, BK Forex. Welcome to the crosses section for Feb 26, March 2nd, 2008. And interestingly enough, because the majors and the com dollars are kind of in a no man's land, there's some interesting opportunities on the crosses because the relative strength, relative weakness bet is actually much cleaner than the straight up majors or com dollar bet that we're seeing last week. So amongst the crosses, a couple of ideas I had for you. Let's start with them. Kiwi CAD. Major turn in the Kiwi to the downside, intra commodity, and I like it both. I like it both against the CAD, and I like it both against the Aussie Kiwi. So two trades on the weakness of the Kiwi that are showing up in the charts quite obviously, quite prominently as we start the week. Resistance 93.50, support 91.50 on the Kiwi CAD. In the Aussie Kiwi, resistance is 108, and we made a nice big turn from the 106.50. So we'll take a look at that. And then the other com dollar or the other cross pair that is interesting, if for nothing else, that because it's just made a very kind of a surreptitious but very, very powerful bottom, is pound Swiss, where the support has been rock solid for about a couple of weeks at 29.50, and therefore presents a pretty clean signal that if it starts to break out to the upside, should be a pretty powerful move against the 131.50 resistance. Let's take a look at the charts here and see what I'm talking about as far as the Kiwi weakness. So here's Aussie Kiwi, and that's been in a big long downtrend for a good month. Actually, more than a month. Yeah. No, basically for about a month, from 110 all the way down to 106. And end of the week is the first time we've had two clean, clear signals of a possible turn trade here. So now this 106.50 looks to be the clean bottom of the trade, but a turn back up towards the 10800. Not a lot of room to the upside, but enough that I think it makes it kind of interesting as a turn trade. One of the interesting things about the Kiwi story here is that even though the data was positive, the price action was negative. And one of the key rules that I always like to follow is if price action diverges from data, it's telling you something that you're not seeing in the marketplace. The market is thinking about something else in the marketplace, and it's worthwhile paying attention. Generally, price is always right, and therefore it's worthwhile taking that bet that something in the price is askew. And if we're missing it, it's very likely that there's going to be continuation in the Kiwi to the upside, and the reasons will only become obvious in the next couple of days. So worth watching this. I like this trade to turn to the upside towards the 108s, and there's a clear, very, very obvious support here at this 106.50 against which you trade. Now, Kiwi CAD is simply just a very, very sharp break here. We took out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lows. No, yeah, almost 6 lows. 5 lows at least, possibly 6 lows, depending on how we close out today, of the day. We took out those lows of the day. So we're trading 92.32. The support here is around 91.50 on the trade. And the resistance is 93.50. So today's big turn candle. Now, com dollars and crosses on the com dollars can be very, very choppy. But generally, perhaps not immediately, over the next couple of days, perhaps even several weeks, these kind of massively powerful signals tend to have continuity. So you can see over here, for example, that here was a nice, strong turn signal. It took full week for it to kind of just stabilize and then finally come down to the downside, right? Here, the down signal lasted for another week to the downside as we probed it out. So worth watching these things. They tend to be very powerful, especially off the upper Bollinger Band, where the change of momentum tends to have more continuity. I think there's a reasonable chance here that Kiwi CAD can go to 91.50 at very minimum. You do have to obviously give yourself all that room up to the upside because it can trade back up against you on the near-term basis. But something is going on in the Kiwi. It is a relative weakness trade. You can see it in both Aussie Kiwi and Kiwi CAD. So really worth watching and paying attention to that trade. Last but not least, pound Swiss. Also very interesting formation. Look at this technical formation. It's not that it's sort of wildly bullish, but what it isn't is wildly bearish. It's just it's showing you this massive support area. This 129, 130, basically 129.90 is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like a full 2 weeks of essentially support around this area with very, very little volatility. And even move up, comes back down, breaks itself out back up to the move up. So I like this trade. I mean, it may be a very, very slow trade, but the kind of support that we're seeing here, any modestly positive cable news takes us right up to 132s on this trade as we go forward, or even just simply a positive dollar trade with dollar Swiss could take us, if we get a sort of a yield trade, could take us up higher as well towards the 32s. Regardless, I like the support here. The move to 32 is pretty reasonable. There's not much resistance here, and it's kind of a surreptitious but relatively easy trade to consider. Wish you guys the best of luck, the best of trading. Those are the best cross ideas I have for you. I'll see you guys next week. Boris Schlossberg, over and out.